So another benefit that we get by using this object-oriented approach is that instead of accessing global variables directly, we do it through a method. And I did hint at this before, but just to say it explicitly, this gives us total control over those values. Almost across the board, you never want to use global variables inside of your code because you don't have control over them. Some global variables we can't get around using, like get and post and server. But by wrapping our use of them inside of a class like request, we avoid making common mistakes, like resetting the value of one of those global variables by using one equal sign instead of two. When you make a mistake like that, it's really hard to track it down, and because you are setting that variable then for the rest of your script, it may have a lot of adverse effects. And in some cases where you're tempted to shove some additional variables inside of those get or post or server variables so you can access them throughout your application, you can do so in a much more sustainable way by using a method. If you just plug that stuff straight into that global variable, other parts of your applications might not know where that data came from. In general, you assume that if you use one of those get variables, that it's been set as part of a query string. But by wrapping everything in an object, you get a lot more freedom about setting your own values and passing your own values in too. Okay, one last final benefit of using this object orientation is that now, since you're using classes, you can easily extend these classes to add additional functionality. So we talked in our object-oriented programming section about using inheritance and interfaces, and we get the same benefit here by using these classes instead of procedural code.